Hey YouTube, coming at you with a Great League team from early in the season, and this one is from Henry, who is a member of the channel, so I appreciate the support. I haven't talked about memberships a lot recently. I created, it's essentially the equivalent of like if Patreon supporting someone, content creator. So I did 2 memberships, and there's different levels, and all of them get priority for me to review your battles, up to adding me to a friend in the game with the higher memberships. So I appreciate those who are members, especially who have been members for a long time now. And Henry has been one of them. So the team is Clodsire, Corsola, and Moltres, and they write, wanted to go back to the idea of a poison dark with the new move on Moltres makes it feel a lot more dynamic, and I think personally I've always preferred Moltres to Mandibuzz. Idea behind the team is to soak damage on Clodsire and get shield on the lead, use Corsola to chunk down the swap, and set up Moltres to sweep. There were a couple of interesting games where I felt the capabilities of Moltres to sweep were really put on display, especially in the game. I don't know if I put that one in. They sent me unless you like label the battles, I just do about like 10 of them. So I think he submitted like 13, 14. So I don't even know what that battle's in, but the idea of the team was explained. Let's take a look at the battles to see how it plays out. So Clodsire against Annihilate. This is again a very weird one. Counters are resisted, but so is the Poison Sting. So have to go Earthquake here. Rage Fist is neutral, so those will start to add up. So we'll see how it plays out. Ooh, or you take a super effective Ice Punch. Annihilate running the Ice Punch, which is super effective. Earthquake will land. No, shielded. This is why you just say what's happening and not try and guess. They did shield. Ice Punch. If it doesn't take out, it's going to be like a 1 HP left. A couple HP here. Allowing you to get to the Earthquake, which is nice. This will be a good chip. And then Corsola will be able to just come and astonish down what is left here. I'm surprised you're giving up. This is dumb. Sorry. Not dumb. It's not smart. Okay. There's no way that you give up switch here. You let your Clodsire go down. There's no reason to give up one of your 3 win cons in GBL, and that is switch. Especially coming into a ghost Pokemon, which is the hardest answer to Annihilate, because Dark is neutralized by the fighting type. So basically they need an answer to Fairy and they need an answer to Ghost. And here is an answer to Ghost. And this thing absolutely walls you. So the smart play would be to let that Clodsire go down, then come with Corsola. And if they make that, they either go down or they make that instant swap. And if they make that instant swap, then you go Moltres. But getting locked in here is a real bad situation here. All our moves are resisted. Power Gem is the only one that's single resisted. Nightshade is double resisted. Trying to just trying to bank energy. I can see you're trying to bank energy, but you're gonna eventually have to throw here, trying to maybe like go with a Clodsire here. Nope. I was surprised you didn't like maybe try and make a catch on Clodsire or something here. So tried to make the 1 and catch, but they just farmed down. Trying to let the timer come up a bit. And coming straight back in here. Interesting. Just going to try and do some chip and then Sucker Punch down. We'll see what happens here. So Scorching Sand, you're still locked. Again, I don't love this. You don't know what's in the back yet. Annihilate is whatever. It's already basically in the red. These Fire Punches will start adding up. You might need to start shielding because, again, you don't know what's in the back yet. So I would probably shield this one. Being left with the 50% health without even knowing what's in the back is going to be a really tricky situation. So it is a Dusclops, which is nice. I mean, this thing will have Ice Punch and be able to live a lot of these moves. Sucker Punch is super effective, though. But here comes the first shield on the Ice Punch. And it's, yeah. That's the other sort of drawback, is that if you leave one Pokemon left with very little health, they know that it is just easy bait city here because you have no choice. So do get the farm down to 0 shields. Gonna throw a move because I don't know how much energy they have here. They just let it go. How much energy they have here. Can they get to a Fire Punch? No. Interesting. Okay, I'm surprised they did not commit the shield, at least on the Annihilate, to try and get a couple counters through. That was also a weird play. Okay, Mandibuzz against Clodsire. Gonna let the first move go probably. considering your strategy is to let Moltres sweep. Timing there, not great. It's a 3-turn fast move, so you'd ideally go one fast move and then throw the charge move. So again, one fast move, Poison Sting, and then followed by the Sludge Bomb would be ideal. Nope. Okay. My man. I know you remember this channel, which means you gotta support me long enough to know that you gotta try and fast move time a little better there. So Dark Pulse coming through. There you go. And this will not take out, but now they may be able to. It's an aggressive Snarl down. Yeah, that'd be a pretty aggressive Snarl down. So they're gonna dump energy. Gonna go straight Moltres to try and get that Sucker Punch energy, and they eventually come with the Annihilate. And again, this is kind of evenish. Sucker Punch is neutral, Fly is super effective, energy advantage probably okay here, but they could bait a close combat. Maybe have Ice Punch. Maybe just go Rage Fist and try and buff up a neutral counter. I think both plays are fine. It is a Rage Fist, and this will buff up a neutral counter. I'll be interested. I would instant swap into Corsola and just force some damage here. No, I think at this point you have to kind of let this go and just try and run. Instant swap, get the Astonish down, and another Diggersby in the back. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The question is, did you lose the lead? Because this was basically over if you had alignment in the back. And now because you don't have an alignment, you're going to lose this matchup. But if you could have got the Moltres on the Diggersby and the Corsola on the Annihilate, you would have dominated. And you lost the lead match by like 2 HP, which is a couple of Poison Stings, fast move timing. So those are the types of things that like do come into play. And that is one why fast move timing. Although I say to people, like, don't overthink on fast move timing. It does when you can, especially in those easy situations there. You need to fast move time where appropriate. Fast move optimization, whatever you want to call it. Okay, mirror match. This is going to be a weird one. 0 attack, so chances of winning CMP are not ideal. And they make a catch on a Mandibuzz. Nice catch. That is a lot of energy to dump for no reason. Let's see, are we going to chip here? Gonna chip here. You can play it one of two ways. You can go like one Poison Sting and try and catch on the Moltres, or just stay in this matchup here and try and keep switch and hope they don't have a Stone Edge. Oh no, you know what? You can go if you can win this matchup. You can get your Corsola on it where at least the Poison Sting would be resisted. So that's an option too, just to play this matchup out and do that. So here comes the next move for Mandibuzz. It is going to be a Dark Pulse, take you to the yellow. You could probably live one more. I would throw before. Nope, going to commit to the aggressive. What are we doing here? Committing to the shield. And they eventually give up switch into more Peko, which is really rough for the backline here. Lucky that they overfarmed a lot, because all they need is a Psychic Fangs to take you out here. And got that second shield. Try and catch. Like I say, try and catch a Psychic Fangs on Corsola, but you are in... I know they don't have a lot of health. Oh, yeah, they have a lot of health left, and they have a lot of energy, and you do not have a good answer. And this will be super effective. Aura Wheel, letting it go. Only does 50%. That's quite interesting, actually. And then... Oh, sorry. Dark Form. This is this. This is a visual glitch, right? Okay. Okay. Why did... Okay. So I just got confused by the visual glitch, but it was a change form, so it was a word glitch. Okay. Yes. You came in and took the resisted dark Aura Wheel, because they changed form from the Psychic Fangs off Clodsire. They changed from the electric to the dark. You took the resisted dark on the Moltres, and then came back into the Corsola to take the neutral electric as opposed to the super effective on the Moltres. That makes sense as a play, even though the words on the screen did not show that, because this is weird. I mean, this game is just bad. They make a catch on a Clodsire while CMPing you. So going to have to just let this go. It is just a resisted Sludge Bomb, and you are so low. You do have a shield, though, but this is going to come pretty fast here. And they probably have a ton of health on their... not health, a ton of energy on Morpeko, though. They could probably just win CMP, and you won't even have CMP. You're going to go down here. Yeah. So, I mean, I think I probably would have come in. Man, these are tough. So you had a tough Swampert lead and then switch into Corsola, just be met with a Drapion where Crunch is super effective. You can do over 50%. I think in that last matchup, again, hindsight's easy, but I think even I would have, at the beginning, gone into my Moltres. You could farm back up on Clodsire to get to a move, and maybe even chip if you want, but I think coming in Moltres is probably the play because Dark Pulse is where the majority of the damage is going to be from on Mandibuzz. So forcing them to throw just Aerial Ace is a pretty easy move, like an easy move to take while you have Flies and Brave Birds going back the other way. So I think just based on that alone, you can probably take them going double Fly as opposed to them having to throw like 3 or 4 Aerial Aces. So probably that's where I would have aligned. Met with a Drifblim here on the Clodsire, which resists all the moves. So we're going to instant swap here. You can take 1 Hydro. Doubt you can take 2. You're going to have to start burning shields, and I mean, if you have to shield, you have to shield, which I think they're going to force all these shields on you here. But you can't. Icy Wind will also take you out, but you have no choice here. Gonna grab that second shield. I like grabbing the second shield to kind of put them into a position where forces them. Maybe try to catch a Hydro, and you both kind of thought that was kind of smart by your opponent. Both of you kind of recognizing that was a potential win con. Icy Wind, super effective. You are double weak to ice on this team. I didn't actually notice that at the beginning, but you are double weak to ice. It's one of those things where you can kind of work your way through if you really need to. Do get it low enough and maybe Sucker Punch down before they get to move, and they're not going to mud shot down, so you can just commit that shield and probably get to the Fly first. So here comes the Fly for the win. So getting out of a bad lead and a bad switch there. Although Moltres on Drapion is obviously a fantastic backline to have. Gligar, tough lead. Man, it felt like forever that Gligar just got buffed. We're only 4 weeks into the season, and we only had 1 week of Great League, so... oh, man. Okay, Gligar's back. Gonna throw some Aerial Aces here. And that does a lot of chip. And coming in with Talonflame. Ooh, rough timing there. Looks like they got the third Incinerate through. And you will get to 1 more Fly, which is nice, but they will... I assume commit the shield because they're at 80 energy here. And they will now be at 100 energy. So they have 2 Flies, probably a Fly and a Brave Bird. They just throw and actually do get that 1 turn deny. Gonna just sacrifice it. Oh, Flame Charge. So they're gonna boost their attack. They'll get to another move here. You can live. My only concern is that if you let this go... okay, that's fine. They did not do... I thought he would do more, but I guess not. Do take them out and instant swap here. Going to... I mean, this is fine. This is neutral. You get caught on a lot. And this is early in the season. So again, I don't know. Early in the season, you can truly just go against anyone. You don't know how strong or weak they could be. But you are getting caught significantly on these Pokemon here. And you either do one of 2 things. You take that half a second to see if they're going to instant swap, or you just don't throw immediately as soon as you get to the move. Did farm up a ton, have a power gem, will be super effective on Altaria. They do let the first move go, going just straight again. Do they have a shield? So if they have the shield, they're likely to shield this. They do not, then yes, that is the correct move. Clodsire, Samurott. If they have Fury Cutter, which I expect them to, it will be resisted. Hydro Cannon will be super effective. I don't even know if it does 50%. Samurot's not the Glau. Okay, it does 50%. Hydro Cannon is such a... Okay, it makes sense. Hydro Cannon is such a nuke. So stab Hydro Cannon. It makes sense that it does over 50%. So they're going to get to a move here. Are we going to try and catch or just go down here? What are we going to do here? Grab a shield, take it in the ones, or lose it in the ones. Always put the Do Not Disturb on. And they make a catch on a Marowak, which is also pretty risky. Obviously, Moltres is a good answer here. Or, okay, coming in the neutral situation. Maybe hoping it's double ground in the back. But you're already down shield, so maybe worried about the rock slide. I don't know why you're not just taking resisted mud slaps on the Marowak. Sorry, on the... Jeez. Resisted mud slaps on the Moltres. As opposed to coming in here taking neutral, which these are going to add up. Unless you're reading like a double ground team in the back that they're trying to draw out a flyer here and hit you with rock slide and then... But it's not even like... This is a Samurot's an amazing answer for a flyer. Oh, ABA for Alligator. A Feraligatr in the back. Are we going to try and catch? We are trying to catch or at least get a couple energy. I don't know if it'll make a difference because they did not throw, but we got a couple energy on Moltres. But this thing is going to spam real fast. I'm pretty sure that's just a Hydro, but I'm not positive. It is an Ice Beam, which means they're going to get to a Hydro here. Maybe even Ice Beam. They'll probably just outpace you. Yep, they're just going to outpace you to the move. Here comes a super effective Ice Beam. And that is enough to take out. I mean, it was a tough lead, and having two Hydro Cannon users on a team when you have Clodsire is tough. And speaking about tough, honestly, I'm surprised they don't have a better answer for... This is not even a good answer. They have a Drifblim on the lead, and maybe covering this was on a... Like, with Dedenne potentially everywhere, this could potentially be the Dedenne answer. But you gotta have a Dark answer, too, when you're running a Drifblim. Dark... Like, this can answer Ghost, too. This can answer Ghost into Dedenne. So, it makes sense to have a Diggersby. I'm surprised they just don't have a better answer to like a Dark Pokemon. Gonna commit the double shield to flip switch here. I mean, I know that Corsola... I know that Clodsire is just useless. Drapion. Yeah. Drapion's like an okay answer to a Dark because you resist it and you have Octail. It's not an amazing answer, though. But it looks like they're going to try and just sweep with Drifblim. And unfortunately for you, they have a pretty good chance of doing that. So coming in Clodsire. Getting ahead on energy. Don't have a Stone Edge. I honestly think that Stone Edge is almost a must now. I switched my Sludge Bomb for Stone Edge because of Gligar. The fact that you ran into two Drifblims is just whatever, so be it. But the fact that Gligar is everywhere and Sludge Bomb and Earthquake would be resisted, I don't know how you run Sludge Bomb on Clodsire unless you have two answers to it in the back. Gonna force them to throw the second one. Maybe they're low enough that you can Astonish down here before they get to an Icy Wind. Yep, and you do. Dragonite. Dragonite is glassy, so I don't even think you need to fake a Stone Edge, but I'm gonna go a little more just to get to show a potential Stone Edge. They do shield. Dragon Claw will chip. The only question is, will the Dragon Breath... No, not even close. Take you out before next move, and that answer is no. You will definitely get to a move. So getting to the move. Grabbing both shields right off the bat, and they dumped energy. Oh, that's brutal. You need to commit to the farm down there. So that's fine. Let this go. You can come either or. You don't need to throw. I would just like shield a move and... Not even going to shield. Yeah, I was about to say. There's just no point of throwing. You're going to have energy and live this. So let's see what they have as an answer. Gastrodon. I would instant swap into Moltres after this because you need to see what's in the back here and not take neutral slaps. Why are we not taking... There's a couple times where you've been against Mud Slap users and just taken that neutral move, and to the extent that you just got fully farmed down and you don't even know what's in the back yet. I mean, you can still, as long as it's not like a fairy or an electric, you can probably still win. Yeah, it's Fortress, so you're fine because Fly is neutral. So Sucker Punch and 2 Flies will take this out and just shield up a move. But I don't know. I think that some of the decisions here, and they're out, so it does not matter. I think some of the decisions about the Pokemon you're coming in with and when you're throwing moves versus trying to play against different Pokemon, I don't know if they'd be the ones that I make, but what do I know? I didn't say that as sarcastic. I'm like, you can listen to me or not listen to me. You have the free will to make your own determination what you want to do. So nice catch. There we go. This is what I would do. Come in. If you're worried about a Rock Slide, shield the Rock Slide. It is a Rock Slide. We did shield. They're not going to get to another move here. So now we're at almost 2 Flies / Brave Birds here. So here comes the first one. Grabbed 1 shield. Going to get to a second Fly here. And they catch on the Moltres, which is okay. This is still going to do a good chip. And they do shield. So now we just save that. Basically sacrifice Clodsire. And we're good. Yeah, that's fantastic. Nope. Oh, so close. So close to being fantastic. I'm surprised you burnt that shield on Clodsire. You would live a Fly. And if they Brave Bird you, they would lower their defense times 3. So you either take that Fly and live, or you just let them Brave Bird and lower their defense times 3. Whereas opposed to now, yeah, kind of heads up play that they were going to instant swap here. Getting into the Clodsire. Rock Tomb will come through. Can we get to a Brave Bird here? Throw that Brave Bird. It is neutral. If they live, it's like 1 HP. It's not going to be much if they live. Yeah, 1 HP exactly. And mirror match here. Take them down for the win. Yeah, so like that last matchup is I think, if I had to point to a matchup saying like this is how you should have played overall, that's that. Again, you got caught on again. Let's just not dismiss that. That last matchup, you got caught on again. You can't. I think you got caught on maybe like 6 times in like 10 matchups here. I don't even know if I have 10 matchups in here. So you definitely need to watch on your throwing. The fast move timing, again, like when you get a 3-turn move, throw a 2-turn move fast move, just to make sure they're not optimizing their, make sure that you are not giving them a lot of free energy. And then on the sort of the matchups, yeah, like that last matchup, yes, you got caught on with Marowak, but sort of like recognizing, taking the resisted Mud Slaps on the Moltres, shield, the Sucker Punch was doing enough, start dropping Flies and Brave Birds and stuff, grabbing shields, and then if your strategy was to run with Moltres, get it once you started dropping those Flies and Brave Birds, come back in with Clodsire to take some damage. I don't like the shield you use on Clodsire because I think that your strategy was grab a shield advantage with Clodsire, eat it on Corsola, sweep with the Moltres, to then just come in with Clodsire and burn a shield. It doesn't align with your strategy. So I think just have, again, your strategy needs to adjust. You should not just be following your strategy blindly. You need to adjust based on what you're seeing. But I think in that last matchup, I probably would have come Clodsire back in, just sacrificed it, and then just run Corsola Moltres with the shield advantage in the back. Probably would have done more than enough. Anyways, thank you for this mission. Thank you for your support. I think I have a couple more Great Leagues. I'm getting ahead on these. I'm filming these in the week before because this stupid Master League and Ultra League Cup. So lots of Great League coming at you this week. Probably going to just be a full dose of Great League this week. I know there's a lot of submitted earlier that were Great Leagues, so expect to see a lot of those submissions this week. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.